Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's another episode of Around the Town with your humble host, KD. Now I've been going for a minute, you already know personal life things be, but I'm back with y'all. Um Before we get started with the show, you already know we on the road to 500. By May 1st, y'all get me to 500, top 5 subscribers. Now leave a funny comment under any of these videos of the month of April. Gets a $20 cash app. You get me well over 500 subscribers. I have 3 of these, which I will be trying to give away to my New York subscribers. Hand deliver them to you, you know what I mean? This, that, and the third. Y'all really get me well over 500. Might be some green in here. But without further ado, let's start the show. Alright, so for real, this ain't really gonna be no long one, but this show right here, alright, so we all know that this is a New York based show. And I tend to sit there and when a lot of stuff happen in New York, instead of me going all around the world or around the town rather, I'll sit there, I'd rather stay in New York when it comes to certain shit dealing with shit that excuse me, for real, can affect me or can affect somebody that I love that lives in the city. That's why I sit there and do these particular shows. So this one, we're going to sit there and deal with train etiquette and some of the situations that you will sit there and see when you actually ride a New York train. What to look for, what to stay away from, and things of that nature. So, I first of all, we're gonna start with this one. I'm not gonna sit there and give the my exact location of where I live at, but I do live in Harlem. Now, this one particular individual right here, I see this man on a daily basis. In the morning when I'm leaving to go to work, at nighttime when I get back from work. All right, couple months prior, he was in the newspaper because the train station around where I stay at, he was supposedly trying to poke niggas up with a syringe or some shit like that. Never got arrested. All right, cool. So now this particular individual, now mind you, I believe he is a homeless man that has some mental issues, but indulges in what they call the deuce. So with that being said, that shit fried niggas' brains. Alright, cool. I didn't watch that man wig out on multiple occasions. But I've never seen him try to physically harm or attack somebody. He'll sit there and talk some shit. Once somebody get on that ass though, you know what I mean, get with it, he gonna run away. So for him to be, and this is why we in Harlem, I don't be seeing that man nowhere else for real, except for if I go downtown. So with that being said, this individual right here is now in jail. He's been arrested for what you may ask. The man sat there and punched a 9-year-old girl in Grand Central Station while the 9-year-old girl was with her parents. Now, me personally, I'd have, you can't really curse like that. I'd have whooped him. But lo and behold, the police was there because now we have a overabundance amount of police and now military soldiers in the train stations. All right, cool. What I want to say is this: when you on the trains, first and foremost, don't, especially when you got your kids or something, don't get too close to unsavory people that, you know what I mean? Not saying all of them are like that, but for the most part, we have a real bad mental health issue with the homeless crowd that surrounds New York, and it's a lot of people that act crazy just so they can sit there and get some type of attention or somebody to give them some money. Then there's other people that really have mental issues. Now, you got to pay attention. You got to be aware of your surroundings first and foremost. Second of all, me personally, I don't, even though it's a crowded space and you in the train stations, you walking through the tunnels as wild people. I don't like a lot of people walking close to me, especially when I'm with my family. So I get on point and, you know what I mean, look, you gonna either stand on this side to where if something should happen, and what I mean by standing on this side, if I'm walking towards one way and let's say this guy is walking towards me, my child is going on the other side that way. If anything should happen, I'll sit there and he want to swing on somebody. He ain't gonna hit my child. He gonna hit me. Then I'm gonna hit him, and then that's going. You know what I mean? But it's just you gotta be precautious, and you gotta sit there and move a certain way when you live in New York. Like that's the crazy part. You gotta move a certain way when you live in New York because at the end of the day, you never know when it's gonna happen. You never know how it's gonna happen, and you never know who going to deliver that package. You feel what I'm saying? So with all that being said, you got to sit there and be on point and stay alert. So dude, yeah, I mean, he got arrested. Hey, stop sitting and eating on the floor. Dude got arrested. You know what I mean? He sat there and assaulted a 9-year-old girl. I'm pretty sure I ain't gonna see that man no time soon. Now, this right here, which I'm about to sit there and bring up, this is reminding me of New York in the late '70s, early '80s, and yeah, I mean, and in the mid '90s and shit like this. Because this right here is stories that I've heard when I was a kid. I've never sat there and actually seen something like this, but I heard it as a kid, and now it seems like it's starting to come back more and more now. So if y'all don't know what I'm saying, a teen gets arrested for trying to grape a woman in the train station. Now, if y'all don't know the history of New York, '70s and like the late '70s, '80s and shit like that, you in that train station by yourself, nighttime type time. Well, shit, depending on what type of train station it is and who there, it could be daytime. Niggas is sick out here, and they will try you. They will try. That's why me personally, I always sit there and say this. I don't condone violence, but you have to be aware and you have to protect yourself. I sit there and tell my wife and my daughter all the time, look, you better keep a box cutter on you. Nigga run down on you talking crazy. You open that nigga up like a letter. Not promoting violence, but you have to sit there and be able to protect yourself, especially the women, because at the end of the day, I don't care if this nigga drugged out, he's smoking wild K2, he on wild dope, crack, this, that, and third, whatever. Them niggas still got man strength. You feel me? And not saying that females don't are not strong and don't have strength, because there's I know a lot of females that knock niggas clean off they feet. You feel me? What I'm saying is as a female, you still have to be able to protect yourself at all times. You may not be the biggest or the strongest. You may not be the fastest. You know what I mean? Like, so you got to have something to protect yourself. Like I when they was sitting there selling them little pepper spray keychain joints that had the pepper spray and the little metal poker type joint. Yeah, we got my daughter one of them shits because at the end of the day, listen, we not always gonna be there around. You feel me? And at the same time, you have to be able to protect yourself. I don't care if you sit there swinging on a nigga, this, that, and the third. Have something. If you're not strong enough to knock a nigga out, have something that'll get him off of you. So, young boy, first and foremost, you that type of charge, that ain't gonna feel too well for you when you get locked up, B. I'm gonna just tell you this right now. That ain't gonna feel too well for you when you get locked up. You feel me? So, ladies, please be careful out there when you riding the trains. Please be careful out there when you sitting there waiting for the bus and it's a late night, you getting off of work. Make sure you know what I mean, you pay attention. Like I always say, do not ever, I don't care if you got the beat headphones, you got earbuds with, you never put both headphones on. You sit there and put one headphone on, or if you got the actual headset, leave one of the shits off of your ear. Have your volume down low enough to where you can still listen to your music or watch your show, this, that, and the third, but you can still hear what's going on around you. And if you are in the train, on the bus, daytime, nighttime, females, if you in your phone, pay attention to your surroundings. Don't just get stuck in your phone, because getting stuck in your phone it's becoming. I put it to you like this. For the past couple of months, right? It's been a bunch of cases of the first dude got arrested. Now you got copycat dudes, but it was a case in where white girls were sitting there walking down the street in the middle of the day in their phone, not paying attention, and then a dude would just walk up out of nowhere and sock them. You know what I mean? Punch them dead in their shit. Boom. Three people got punched in their shit. That man finally got arrested. A week, 2 weeks later, a couple of other females came out, yo, nigga just punched me in my head, da da da. Listen, y'all have to stay. I understand your phone is 80% of your life. Listen, if you want to sit there and live to sit there and be able to move around and not be harmed, this, that, and the third, stay out your phone when you in them streets. Pay attention, because niggas get smacked by cars, niggas getting robbed, niggas getting punched in their face, getting knocked out, all types of shit. Like, stay attention, stay on point. Now, with that situation, it was another situation that I seen. This happened a couple of weeks ago. Now, I'm not too sure if this was cap or niggas was real, but it was a video that showed up on the internet to where a bunch of New York kids that ride bikes, they took over a whole train cart. All right, there's wild kids with their bikes in the train cart. Wherever they stopped to, a white girl hopped in the junk. They filming this shit. They smoking on the train. The white girl take the blunt from the nigga and start hitting it. They laughing, just he ha ha. Everything look cool. Right after that, the very next joint, like, cause it was on Instagram, so you had to swipe left. The very next joint, shorty got beat, raped, and they killed her. Excuse me, great. Trigger warning. So I say this to say, pay attention. I don't even sit there getting train cards when I see a whole bunch of little ignorant fools just sitting there too loud. I don't even want to get into that, because at the end of the day, the way these young boys is moving nowadays, it'll turn bad. You feel me? And I need to be here so I can make my journey happen in my world shape. You feel me? I ain't gonna have nobody else just knock me off my pivot because y'all want to be ignorant and stupid loud and y'all mean niggas ain't trying to hear that. We just got off of work, this, that, and the third. All right, cool. So females, please pay attention when you on the trains, you on the buses, late night, early mornings. Stay out them phones. If you is gonna be in your phone, you gotta be in your phone. You gotta be in the real world at the same time because devilish things like this is happening. All right. Next thing I want to talk about, yo. I don't know when this trend started again, because this is another trend that I remember hearing stories about when I was younger. You little dumbasses that want to sit there and do the subway surfing shit, because in the past 3-4 days, no bullshit, in the past 3-4 days of me going to work, I done sat there and caught 4 or 5 little niggas sitting there going in between the trains, climbing up on a joint, riding one cart, and then hopping down and they keep on doing the shit back to back to back. Yo, look, let me tell y'all something. First and foremost, that shit is stupid and that shit is dangerous. Because if y'all sitting there riding the train and on the outside, because you can only really do it when you outside. You ride a train when you outside, something happened, the train jerked the wrong way, you step on a wet spot and slip off the train and fall to the street, nigga, you're done. You're done. So between that and this is what really is getting me, because the whole riding the train outside when the train is outside, all right, cool, that's understandable. It's not understandable, but that's more safer than what I watched the first time I peeped what the young boy was doing. We're inside the actual station. This nigga is subway surfing in the station. Boy, depending on how that subway station is built, there ain't no real room for you to sit there and be on top of that train when we going through that tunnel before we make it on the outside. I'm telling you, one of y'all little dudes is gonna end up losing a head, severely hurting yourself, or losing your life. And all this to sit there and catch it on camera so y'all can get views. Bro, there's better ways to sit there and get known and get views on America's internet, B. I'm just saying. That subway surfing shit, y'all little niggas gonna kill yourselves. I'm telling you. That shit is in the way. Now, before we end this program, I'm gonna sit there and bring this up because I've known niggas that had this happen to them. I've known niggas that done done this to people. I don't condone this type of situation, especially dealing with shit like this. I don't condone this. So if y'all don't know what I mean, a man is in the train station. Now, for those who don't know that don't live in New York, for real, they're getting rid of all of the booths to where you actually had human people there that you can pay to put money on your Metro card. They're getting rid of all of them. They sitting there putting the machines there to where you can sit there and reload your Metro cards, buy a Metro card, boom. So in certain stations, you'll have 4, 5, 6, 7 of them shits in a row, which is why people sitting there trying to do their thing. In other stations, and they be well lit. In other stations, you got like 1 or 2, and it's wild dark around it. Now, I use these machines all the time. And like I said, I be on point with my shit. Like, I don't like people standing behind me too close to me. I don't like people standing beside me too close to me. You know what I mean? Because niggas that sit there, niggas is scammers and all that shit. But with this situation, this wasn't even a scam. Dude minding his business, buying the Metro card at the machine. Somebody comes out of nowhere, cuts him. Now, in New York, for years, I'm talking about since I was a kid, this is, to some, it's a rite of passage. To others, it's a way of sitting there making people feel the pain that they feel on the inside. I don't know. All I know, since I was a kid, you've always heard the story. Yo, pay attention, because they got niggas running around cutting people. They got niggas slashing people. Random dude just come out of nowhere and just cut you and just keep on moving. You feel me? Like, this is the shit that we got as New Yorkers, that we got to live with and deal with on a day-to-day basis. This is why, me personally, KD, when I sit there and I do these New York S videos, I try to drill it into y'all head, especially for the people that live in New York. Now, if you one of the ones that, yo, I got 3-4 hustles and I work 3-4 different jobs just so I can sit there and afford rent and to buy me a car so I don't have to sit there ride the train, more power to you. But for the regular folks that, man, I work what I work, I gotta sit there and pay bills. My wife work what she work, this, that, and the third, or I live by myself and I work what I work, and I'm not trying to buy no car in New York, because for real, me personally, my opinion on that is the cost of buying the car, especially if you're not getting it outright. You got to pay a car note. You got to pay motherfucking car insurance. Living in New York City, dog, that's damn near $2,000 by itself. And rent alone is for a regular apartment is $2,000 if you're trying to get one right now. That's the lowest apartments that you can in the state of New York right now. What they're trying to promote is the lowest rent that you're paying in New York City for real right now. If you not on Section 8 or nothing like that, NYCHA or no shit like that, $2,000. So I'm working a job that for real, probably not even the best job ever. I'm working this job. I gotta sit there and pay bills, pay rent, this, that, and the third. Then I gotta come up with another $2,000 because I don't feel like riding the train. I want to get a car. Not in my book. But personally, this is why you sit there and see a plethora of people from New York walk around with box cutters, walk around with pocket knives and shit like that, razors and shit like that, because not saying that the people that I just described are the people that's doing the cutting, but at the end of the day, dog, if I'm minding my business, got my headphones on, I'm listening to the New Future or whatever, I'm paying for my Metro card, and the nigga just come out of nowhere and just cut me in my face, what am I supposed to do? 9 times out of 10, for real, in the stations, if a nigga gonna just cut you right then and there, ain't no police in that station. Now, I just sat there and said earlier in this video that it's wild police. They didn't add it. Wild police just to the train stations alone. That doesn't mean there's police in every train station. You feel me? So, with that being said, y'all gotta pay attention. Y'all gotta be on point. Be ready to defend yourself. Be ready to sit there and live. Because if a nigga gonna come out of nowhere and just cut you, who knows what he trying to do? You feel me? Depending on how these fools is moving nowadays, bro, that man could have got his neck slashed. You know what I mean? He could have hit an artery. Nigga could have bled out all types of shit. So, y'all gotta pay attention and be on point, man. And with that being said, once again, this was another episode of Around the Town with your humble host, KD. You already know what we're here for. Road to 200. I mean, I said road to 200. Road to 500. You already know the stipulations. Yo, and with that being said, I'm out. Peace.